Aries, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're looking at your energy for the month of January. New year, whoop whoop. I hope you guys had a great holiday season. I hope you're doing well, feeling empowered and invigorated for the new year, for what is to come. I like the energy of 2024 thus far. We're not really experiencing as much frustration and tension as we did towards the latter half of 2023. So it's a really nice energy walking into the year. January 2nd, Mercury goes direct. So we get that out of the way, which is really nice. And then at the end of the month, January 27th, Uranus goes direct. So we get a little bit of a rebalancing, and rebalancing in the way that it helps kind of move our energy forward, our goals, our ambitions, what we've kind of set out to do. Obviously, you are an energy, Aries is, of self-empowerment. You can have Aries placement anywhere in the zodiac. We all embody all 12 energies, right? They're just expressed in different ways and different quantities. So definitely what I love is there's a lot of Mars energy working in our favor this month. So places over the last few months that we've seen some blocks, some obstacles, challenges, etc. pop up, we're gonna get a little bit more forward momentum. We do have the new moon on January 11th in Capricorn, and then our full moon is going to be at the end of the month in Leo. So I'm going to pull an overarching energy. We'll kind of look at how this shows up for you throughout the month in various areas of your life. But I didn't even do an energy clearing, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Shame, Deborah. No, I do a little clearing pre-reading before I start, just to make sure I am balanced and coming from the right space. But I love to just do, especially, just for your own mental sanity, health, well-being, etc. It's always good to just kind of have some practices that help us realign, that help us kind of move away from the heavier things that are blocking us or bringing us down. So with that said, I'll do this energy clearing to start. Feel free to receive it. Grab a smudge bundle if you would like to participate, or totally skip ahead. All right. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I ask for the highest and best messages for the Aries collective. Release, let go of any blocks, obstacles, anything that might be in our way today. All right. So, overarching energy. Let's get into it. What I was hearing for you as I was preparing for this reading, Aries, is it's a really good time to kind of step into that masculine power in terms of forward movement. So you are a masculine sign, no matter what your gender is. And it is the energy of self, right? It's empowering ourselves to be the best version. We have to start with ourselves before we can give back to the world, right? So there is this call for some grounding energy. You might have some earth placements, or just need to temper whatever that fire energy is within you. Temper it a little bit with some earth energy. Earth helps ground us, put the practical on things, right? Like, I feel like with fire energy, it's about pushing forward, making things happen. You guys are really amazing at that. I have a lot of respect for the ways that you can do that. But we also, in order not to extinguish the fire, we need to know like where to put our energy in the right time, in the right way. Okay. So lots of people in your environment, I feel this month, I'm hearing there's lots of communication. There's lots of things going on. Earth and air energy come up. Earth is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you could be just dealing with a lot of people, places, and things. I feel like this is a lot about you connecting with like-minded individuals. You know, and I'm also hearing there's still some stuff coming to the surface. So we were in retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, Uranus retrograde at the end of this last year. And now things are kind of being seen, you know, truth is coming out. So you might see something about this dynamic that you weren't necessarily expecting to see. And, you know, you might have gotten suckered into something. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have all the signs coming out for you. So this is a lot about you stepping into your own power, I hear, like as this month unfolds for you, because there is stuff coming up. Number one, like I feel like some old stuff still has to get out of the way in order for you to kind of tap into that empowerment forward. I feel like you're getting a lot of clarity and understanding around this month, Aries. So, you know, just be really conscious and mindful. I think it's like being open is what I'm hearing. Don't come into a situation with a fixed opinion, because I feel like you're actually going to be quite surprised with how things play out. This is a lesson I'm hearing in like learning how to see different people, places, and things that you deal with, and really tuning into what works best for you. If someone manipulated you, if someone took advantage of you, they sold you a good story, you bought it hook, line, and sinker, this is the time. And I feel like a lot of this was coming up for you guys this last month. This is the time to really right that energy, especially within yourself. Not buying into the BS or something that seems really glittery, shiny, sparkly on the outside. We have a tendency to do that, you know, with people, places, and things that can, you know, make us look at a situation in from their perspective, or you know, kind of hide some of the dynamics, some of what was actually going on in order for you to think or feel a certain way about a situation or person is what I'm hearing. Okay. So we'll do these readings a little bit differently than our daily readings. If you ever need clarification throughout the month, Aries, just check in on the day-to-day to see what how the collective energy is showing up and how that fits into your situation. So, okay. So, career, business, finance, I intend to co-create from a place of positive attraction. So when it comes to what you're working on in your business, in your career life, you really need to remember that value that like attracts like. If you're putting out a certain vibe, a certain energy, you're gonna receive that back. Whether we like it or not, that's just the nature of the beast. It's how it goes. And again, tying back into that message we were just talking about with buying into people's, you know, fancy stories, some lies, some deceit, etc. We have to kind of understand why we are, you know, receiving that energy. Things are changing, and I feel like you know this. I feel like you can see this. I feel like this isn't anything that you're not expecting with this death energy. And it's actually putting you into this place of more empowerment. So really be open to the changes that are happening this month. Like I said, astrologically, we have a lot of positive energy working for us in terms of where we're headed. Like, what are our end goals, etc. Use that, right? I think that maybe you've been a little bit stuck in your business career. Maybe you've had a really hard time finding good fits or a specific flow is what I'm hearing. It's been kind of choppy in terms of like you just can't get into a good rhythm. And so it's making you feel like, I think it's making you doubt yourself. And I almost hear that, again, that's being reflected back through the people that you are engaging with. And there is this need to kind of have a little bit more of a broad perspective is what I'm hearing for you. Not being so limited, or sometimes when, you know, we get misdirected, it's easy to close off our options is what I was gonna say, right? It's easy to kind of like not believe in the highest and best, or that we can have that thing, or that someone is a good fit. We really have to be able to kind of plug into our intuition in these spaces, especially when we're dealing with multiple people. Not only plugging into our intuition, but then also having those like practical conversations so we can get a better feel, a better vibe for someone's intention, why they're showing up, what do they want out of this, what is their end goal, that type of vibe. I can replace false premises with law-based premises, which I really love. So this is about shifting the perspective, especially when it comes to your finances. I think that this goes really hand in hand with how your career business is showing up, because whatever you're allowing to limit you, whether that's not doing business with someone, or because someone else says something, or having hesitancy, or just limiting yourself in whatever way that is, not going for that promotion, not believing that you have the skills and capability. This is basically saying that like that's where your finances are coming into limitation. It again is that confirmation of like attracts like. If we don't believe that we can assume something, then it really won't come to us, or it's going to take a long effing time, and no one wants that, right? Being a little bit more diplomatic in your approach. Fire signs has this tendency to kind of burn through, right? So if we get a lot of money, it can be easy to burn through it. I hear this as like smart investments is what I'm hearing for you. Maybe you need to set a budget plan. Maybe you need to cut out Starbucks every day. You know, those little things that end up adding up over time. It's like we have to pay ourselves first in order for the universe to honor that back towards us, right? So it's calling you to step into that King of Swords energy. It's, I don't know, it's a little difficult, right? Like, because we all, especially in the Western world, we love our comforts, we love our pleasures. And this feels like you have to cut out some of that stuff, or be a little bit more frugal in your approach. It's basically that concept of saving for a rainy day. It's not saying it's going to forever be this way, but I'm hearing if you want to increase your finances, if you want more to come, then you do have to do some reshuffling, or else it's all going to fall out from underneath you. And I feel like whatever you're dealing with, there's this hesitancy. It's almost like, oh shoot, like am I screwed right now? You might even be feeling that a little bit throughout this month. Maybe with that full moon energy of Leo, you're not necessarily seeing the accomplishments come through in the way that you had thought, or money come through, etc. Again, this is with the Hajj of Earth, that's the Page of Pentacles. This is saying put yourself out there, be wise with your money, step into that earth sign power where you know how to pay yourself first. 1414 is on the clock. So we have to, again, going back to that original message, we have to make sure we are stable in order to provide for our home, our family, whatever our responsibilities are, you know, on the home front. And our diversity supports our individual freedoms is what you're getting for your home and family. So here's the thing, there's not one way to do something, and we can definitely get stuck limited in those ideas. You might come from an environment, well, people are diverse, right? I was going to say you come from a diverse environment, maybe a lot of different opinions, etc. There's something surrounding this family dynamic that has been bringing you down with the devil. Someone's trying to control, manipulate in this situation. I'm hearing it as like having the strong arm over, like having a hand on everything that everyone is doing. If this is how you're showing up, be really conscious of that. Or, you know, you might be trying to dictate how someone with earth energy in your home or family is going about their business. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is all about love, nurture, support for the home. She is the quintessential mama, you know, and that mama love. So regardless of what gender you are, it's stepping into that more nurturing power of recognizing that everyone is different. Everybody feels, sees things differently. King of Cups energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So even dealing with the more emotional people or things, right? You have two different people in your, well, there's a lot of people, right? So Aries tend to be very social, you know, have a lot going on, etc. So this is really kind of finding the balance between it all. In your home family environment, you're dealing, you know, this might be the root, the Emperor, okay? This might be the root of a lot of the distress or discord. The Emperor is that Aries energy. It could be you. This can also be someone you're partnered with that is just trying to keep a strong hand on everything. You know, honestly, I feel like things within this environment for you this month are going to be a little bit sticky, a little dicey. This is basically saying that, like, it's all about respecting people's individuality. I know that's like easier said than done, especially if you're a parent, if you want your child to be living in a certain way. We all do, right? Like, we want what's best for our kids. But sometimes our desires conflict with their path, their karma, what they need to learn and grow through. So definitely make sure that you're coming from that space of being a support, a loving energy for those that are closest to you, and not putting a lot of judgment on it, because that's really going to help soften some of these messier dynamics. I feel like there's more to the story here. There's more that's going to be unfolding as you know, the year progresses. So just remember, this is just for January. The universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. So when it comes to how we grow, how we evolve, you know, we really have to remember that, like, again, it comes back, the root of it is in how we think, how we feel about ourselves. There is this energy of you, I feel like it's like you needing to believe in yourself, but also you needing to invest in yourself a little bit more. It can be easy to get caught up in everyone else's stuff, right? And that kind of is a theme of your reading. I feel like you have to take a look at how this is really affecting your health and well-being and making changes accordingly. You might be putting in some New Year's resolutions, or better said, like lifestyle changes, things that you know have to shift and change in order to be a better version of yourself. And it looks like this month you're taking action towards that. Maybe your family has something to say about that. Maybe you have a lot of like gumption in the beginning of the month and it kind of wanes down, etc. Look at it more like a lifestyle change. Like I said, really take it slow. When we implement one thing at a time, 1 to 2 things a week, every couple weeks, it actually helps that change last. It gives you longevity. Whereas there might be this, you know, that fire energy to kind of like grab the bull by the horns, do as much possible that you can that you can do, but it really becomes counterintuitive because it adds more stress. And Spirit is really asking you, when it comes to your health and wellness, tune in. Don't like go work out because that's what you should do, or, you know, are on like a 1200 calorie diet or something crazy like that. Don't do these extreme measures, basically, is what it's saying. And I feel like as you're doing your wellness routine, this is a lot about continually checking in and not shaming yourself if you don't do an exercise one day. Maybe you just take a walk. Maybe you do something gentle for your body, but maybe that's actually what it's asking for as well. If you're not conscious, if you're not mindful, it can backfire on you, is what I'm hearing. This is also just that energy of being like really practical with your approach. It's as simple as just like making the right choices. And I know sometimes when we are met with guilty pleasures, it's hard to do that. But at the same time, Spirit's saying like, we don't have to get so emotional about it. Just make a better choice for yourself. And if you don't, recognize it and redo it next time. You know, keep it really like simple. Don't overwhelm yourself. I can stop attracting don't wants by attention to do wants. Okay, so this is really important, especially when it comes to your community and the people that you surround yourself with. This is not family. These are people that you choose to be around. So it feels like obviously you're in this cycle of like having a lot of people come in that you don't really, you know, at the end of it, you're like, what was that for? Why did I even bother? Why am I putting my energy towards this, etc.? Sometimes it takes that, right, for us to learn our lessons about what we don't want. But, you know, the more we focus on the don't wants, the less, or the more we're going to get that back, right? We're not necessarily going to get what we do want if we're constantly criticizing, analyzing, etc., everything to the T. There is this energy of cutting out, right? So the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. And that's basically saying like being a little bit more diplomatic, you know, don't be hesitant about, don't feel bad. That's what I want to say. Like, don't feel bad about choosing someone that you don't vibe with. It's as simple as that. It's having a little bit more of that diplomatic energy, not being afraid to say no. Not everyone is a good option, right? 2233. It's all about how we work together in partnership and how we work together in community. So again, you have a lot more court cards popping up in this area, which it makes sense. It is our community. There's that Queen of Water with the 8 of Air. So there has been some limitation. I feel like, here's the thing, I feel like you feel a little bit, you know, there's a lot of questioning going on is what I'm hearing, because I feel like you might have chosen things that didn't seem like they were going to be a good fit, and then chose things that actually weren't a good fit. So I feel like you're still kind of at war with yourself a little bit. Maybe you limited yourself in an area that it had a lot of opportunity. Maybe you can go back and revisit that. Or maybe it's just about making some adjustments in order to call in the right thing for you. And not being afraid to do it. I do look at, like, Spirit's basically saying you need to do some reflection on this. Hermit, Virgo energy. That's actually going to be supported. The more you take care of yourself, the better clarity you're going to have around this. But it's not about listening to everybody else. It's about listening to yourself in that intuition, right? Because at the end of the day, there are many right ways for us to behave. Okay, yeah, I thought it said behave, but I was like, oh shit, what if it's believe? Okay, so it's just remembering that, I mean, think of it, there's what, almost like 8 billion people on this planet. Everyone has a different perspective, a different understanding. So much can get lost in translation, right? And I feel like maybe what you assumed about something, how it was going to play out, etc., didn't in fact happen that way. And so you're seeing something a little bit more clearly. I think again, with that Four of Swords energy, it's saying take time to rest, to reflect, to remember that it's not one way or the other. You know, that's just not the nature of the beast, unfortunately. Yes, there's certain like moral values we need to all stick by 100%, but there's many ways of creating abundance, creating happiness, fulfillment, and we have to remember that our way is not necessarily always the right way or accepted by everybody. And that's not a bad thing. It's not saying shame on you. I feel like there's just this energy of a lot of people that brings up a lot of gossip. It brings up a lot of perspectives, a lot of, you know, scrutinization, criticism, etc. And that's kind of what you need to step away from. Stepping away from the drama is what I'm hearing, because there is something that you're seeing that, like, I feel like it's a little bit of a shell shock is how it's coming through. It wasn't how you expected it to be. And it's making you feel a little bit bummed out. Like, I think that you know, you were very assured in your perspective and your opinion about something, and it's shifting, it's changing, and there's a lot of clarity that's coming through for you this month, Aries, around that. But again, it's not a shame on you. This is Spirit saying, like, open up a little bit more, you know? Yeah, wish fulfillment coming in. I love that. Like, the more you open up and are accepting and loving of other people from a place of non-judgment, just the more beautiful that vibe is gonna be, right? Your community, who you have around you. Our beauty is in the diversity, in the different perspectives and different opinions. And you know, when we're really trying to cultivate something, grow something, be our best sense of self, we have so many more options if we're open to other people's diversity, you know? So I hope this helps, Aries. I'm excited to see how this plays out for you this month. Definitely drop comments below if you would like. I love to hear, you know, how the readings resonate. So I appreciate your time and your energy always. Lots of love. Good blessings for you this month.